Hello again. In this new video, I'll be discussing motivation and exercise adherence, and we'll link two scenarios which will be shown to help me out. This is scenario 1, so pause the video here to read through this. As you can tell, John is lacking a lot of motivation, which is a drive to fulfill a need, as stated by Gill in 1986. There are two branches of motivation, one being intensity of behaviour and the other being the direction of behaviour. The intensity of behaviour is the emotional energy felt by an individual, which determines and drives the direction of behaviour of that person, which is the response made after an emotional drive. When John was younger, he showed this as he was proud of himself, so he made his siblings help him improve. However, in secondary school, John felt ashamed of his grade and so chose not to come back to swimming. There are two types of motivation that could help John get back into swimming, and these are intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation is the feeling you get when you have achieved a goal, so John felt proud of himself. Other examples would be enjoyment, competition, creativity, etc. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation is a reason that comes from outside of the player that motivates them to participate. For example, when John got his 25 and 50 metre certificates. Other examples would be tangible rewards such as trophies, money or badges, or intangible rewards such as status, pride and competition. There is also one other type of motivation called amotivation, which is a complete lack of motivation. There are many factors affecting motivation, such as a leader. They may be seen as a role model and influence motivational climate, which is the psychological environment that the coach creates by designing sessions which provide instructions and feedback that will help to motivate the athletes in training and competition. This was stated by Amnes in 1992. Other factors affecting motivation include family, which can be positive or negative, but more support in exercise equals more confidence and likelihood of success. Also, the physical environment and personality. The need achievement theory is the drive to achieve success for its own sake, stated by Atkinson in 1964. Also, in 1986, Gill said that a person who has high levels of achievement and motivation would have a tendency to strive for success, persist in the face of failure, and experience pride in accomplishments. This means that anyone who wants to achieve something will try, even if failure is likely. This is what John is showing, as he had lower grades than some students, so he quit. The formula, need to avoid failure minus need to achieve, times probability of success times incentive value of success, is equal to the tendency of an individual's achievement, motivation and competitiveness. This shows the likelihood of success after considering personality and environmental factors. Secondly, attribution theory looks at reasons given by individuals to account for a success or a failure in sport. This theory, suggested by Weiner in 1982 and again in 1992, shows that after attributing, you blame yourself for causes to events and behaviour, whether they are good or bad, and this will affect your future performance. This may be what John done, and so the effect on this performance was that he was too scared to do it again. Also, the image on the left shows there are internal and external reasons for casualties, and these may be stable or unstable. An internal factor that is stable is your ability, whereas an unstable one would be effort or practice. External stable factor would be coaching, and an unstable factor would be luck or officials. Thirdly, the achievement goal theory by Duda and Hall in 2001 suggests that your achievement goals and perceived ability equals your achievement behaviour, as you can see in the image. Also, there are two types of achievement goal, which are mastery or performance goals. Mastery goals are when comparisons are made with others and you want to have a superior ability to others, and your main purpose is to win against the opponents. This may have been the type of goal John had, because after comparing results and seeing that others did better, he did not want to participate again. On the other hand, performance goals aim to improve personal skills and learn to master new skills, and comparisons are not made with others. Individuals with these goals will have different behaviours, as mastery-orientated behaviour individuals will choose tasks where success is certain and may quit when failing or be anxious during sport. However, performance-orientated behaviour individuals will choose challenging tasks and input high efforts even whilst failing. They also believe that success is gained through hard work, whereas mastery orientation believes that success is gained through ability. Finally, there are two mindset theories which are fixed and growth. Fixed mindset, suggested by Dweck in 2008, implies that basic attributes like talent are fixed dispositions, and these people focus on showing their attributes off rather than developing them. They also believe that success comes purely from talent, not from hard work. On the other hand, a growth mindset, also suggested by Dweck in 2008, implies that abilities can be developed if hard work is put in. This creates motivation and an incentive to learn and be resilient. Dweck said, the distinguishing attribute of geniuses in their passion and dedication to take their craft, and specifically the way in which they identify, confront, and take pains to remedy their weaknesses. This shows that you can be talented, but without the hard work to improve weaknesses, then you will not improve. Responses to this for a fixed mindset are that you want to show others how good you are. You don't need to put in hard work and you will hide mistakes. In comparison, if you have a growth mindset, you will work on your weaker skills, put in a lot of hard work and learn from your mistakes. The second scenario is shown at the top, so pause the video to read this through if you need to. There are many determinants of exercise adherence, which is when you stick to an exercise program or regime for a long period of time. Personal factors include income, motivation, and personality, etc. And environmental factors could be friends, family, or weather, or facilities, whereas activity-related factors could be ability or expense. This may be John's reason for not being adherent due to his ability. Also, there may be many reasons that John is not participating, such as a lack of confidence, he may be unfit, or may just have a lack of motivation. However, there are many reasons John should carry on participating, and the main one would be to reduce his risk of genetic illnesses like CHD or hypertension due to his weight. Also, he may want to participate again to improve body image and become more confident. There are three models of behaviour change that we will talk about. Firstly, the trans-theoretical model shows the different stages before and after changing your behaviour. These stages are pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. At the moment, John is in pre-contemplation, as he has no intention to start again and change. Then, contemplation is when he will decide whether to change or not, and if he does, preparation will get him ready for the action. When he starts the process of change, and once at maintenance stage, you should keep this up as you have changed and don't want this to reverse. Secondly, the health belief model is to help explain health behaviour choices. It is made up of perceived susceptibility, so you are at risk of a negative health outcome, which John is, and perceived severity, which is how bad the consequences could be. Then you look at the perceived benefits, which is what you would gain by changing behaviour, and perceived barriers, which is what may stand in the way. Then you look at self-efficacy, which is if you believe you can overcome these barriers, and the cues to action, so what may give you the motivation or support needed to change. John's perceived barriers may be that he is not as good as he used to be, so may not feel great at first. However, he will lose weight and feel fitter. But if he doesn't do it, he may become ill sooner, but he can play more video games if he'd like to. Finally, theory of planned behaviour shows that if we intend to do something, then we are more likely to do it. 3 factors are used to predict intention, which is used to predict behaviour. Behavioural attitudes are how someone feels about a behaviour when evaluated, so John felt awful when his grade wasn't amazing. Subjective norms are support and attitude shown by significant others, and John's parents are very willing to help him out. Finally, perceived behavioural control is how you perceive the control you have over the behaviour. However, intentions may not always match behaviour, as there may be interferences.